What's going on, everybody? My name is Dylan, and I love cinema, and on this channel we talk about all things cinema. Today, we are going to go over my personal top 10 favorite horror movies from the 2020s. And I did want to start off by saying there will be no honorable mentions. While, yes, there are a ton of really good movies that came out in the 2020s, I just kind of wanted to stick to the 10, but just know there are a ton of horror movies that almost made this list, but I picked my 10, and maybe on a different day the lower half could change, maybe the order could change a little bit, but I think I got an order down that I can agree with and appreciate, at least for right now. So, starting off with number 10, I decided to go with Five Nights at Freddy's. And the basic synopsis of Five Nights at Freddy's is we're following a struggling night guard who is having trouble sleeping ever since his younger brother was taken a very long time ago, and then he gets a security job at Five Nights at Freddy's. And the reason why I decided to give Five Nights at Freddy's the nod, and it's not like the movie's incredible, better than the second one, granted, I just really like the Five Nights at Freddy's property. As far as video game movies go, I think it's probably one of, if not the best one we've gotten. We got the Backrooms this year. I think I was happier with Five Nights at Freddy's. Like, I liked the Backrooms, but it had its problems. I was really happy with Five Nights at Freddy's, and I could see why it would make a lot of people's list, but I think most people look at it relatively fondly. So this one's more of like a biased take, because I just really like Five Nights at Freddy's. I appreciate the movie existing, and yeah, it makes it here at number 10. Coming in at number 9, we have Halloween Kills. So this immediately follows, obviously, Halloween from 2018. I believe Halloween Kills came out in 2021. And this is basically just following Myers after the first film, and like the whole town's looking for him. And we get a lot of good kills. And this one is most people's favorite out of the trilogy that we got. And I think the reason I believe it deserves the nod is I am a huge fan of Halloween. And I actually like this trilogy. As much crap as it gets, like everyone hates Ends, I thought it was a fine enough movie, and I do really enjoy these three movies. And I think out of the three of them, Halloween Kills is my favorite. So I just kind of wanted to give it the nod. I thought it was a relatively good movie, get a lot of kills, get to see Myers looking pretty strong, looking pretty tough, and just a whole lot of carnage. But I really like Halloween Kills, so that's my number 9. Coming in at number 8, we have Spree. Now this is a movie that I don't know if I would like it as much if it wasn't Joe Keery as the lead. But I really like this movie, and I really like Joe Keery, so maybe a little bit of bias there. But essentially what this movie is we're following this guy who's chasing fame. So he's like driving around in Uber, and he's picking up people, and he's killing them. He's getting them in his car. He's recording for a live audience. He's getting more famous and famous throughout the movie, and he's doing more insane stuff. It's just such a good movie, such a fun ride. It's really enjoyable. It's really easy to watch. It's not too gory. And I think Joe Keery plays the fame-chasing psychopath relatively well. So I really like Spree. It's always a movie I think about, so I figured it deserved a spot on this list. Coming in at number 7, and this will probably be higher for a lot of people, but I have Sinners. So Sinners is essentially two twin brothers returning back to their hometown after trying to get a fresh start because they commit a lot of crimes. And then they find themselves facing some terrifying supernatural beings. And this movie is so good. The cinematography is great. The acting is great. The music's great. The whole movie's awesome. I ranked it like S tier whenever I watched it this year because it's whenever I finally got to watch it. Only thing that holds me back, I've only seen it once. I like to have a couple rewatches just to make sure I'm really confident on my feelings. But I had to give Sinners a spot. I love this movie. There's a reason why it was nominated for so many things. Fantastic movie. Virtually zero issues with it. I love this movie. Maybe I'd like a little bit more vampire, but outside of that, great movie. Coming at number 6, and I doubt this really makes anyone's top 10, but I'm very fond of this movie. I always have been. And it's The Hunt from 2020. And this movie basically just follows a girl who, among a lot of other people are just being hunted by elite rich people for sport, and she basically just fighting back. And I just really like the premise of this movie, and I get that some people don't like it because it's kind of politically driven. I don't know. I just really like the premise of the movie where they're like, oh, we're rich elites. Let's just kidnap some people and shoot them. Which doesn't work out for them. It's a great movie. I think you should go watch it if you haven't seen it. I find a lot of enjoyment out of it. I've always spoken highly of it. I actually want to rewatch it again. It's been a little bit. But I love The Hunt, and it makes my number 6 spot. Coming in at number 5, we have Scream 5. So this basically is like a fresh start for the Scream franchise, where we get some new leading protagonists. And frankly, I think it was a reboot that the franchise needed. You know, a lot of people, like the third and fourth one, people like. I don't think they love. I personally love. Scream franchise is my favorite horror franchise, so I'm also going to be a little bit biased towards Scream. But this movie just, I think, brought a lot of Scream fans back, including me. Even though I like the third and fourth movie, I thought this one is probably my second favorite. I just like the really modern reimagining of Ghostface. I thought a lot of things were great about it. We got to get Jack Quaid in here as one of our cast members. I'm not going to try and spoil anything, but just know he's in that movie. And while I don't think the twist on who the killers were was that crazy, I understand why they did it. Like, it makes a lot of sense. It's a nice recall. I appreciate Scream 5 for what it was. I saw it in theaters. And still, in my opinion, there's not a Scream movie that I don't think is good. I think that all of them are really good, including Scream 7, which a lot of people have issues with. But, spoiler, Scream 7 isn't on this list. So, at number 4, I have The Black Phone / The Black Phone 2. I think both these movies are great. I like the first one a little bit more, but I want to let you know, Black Phone 2 is like right there for me. The basic story of The Black Phone is a teenage boy gets kidnapped by an infamous, like a serial kidnapper, and he's stuck in this basement, and he's getting phone calls throughout the movie from past dead kids trying to help him escape, and you're basically just watching this kid frantically try to get out of this kidnapper's basement with a little bit of ghost help. And I don't know, the movie has so much charm. There's a reason why it was so popular when it came out. It's a fantastic movie. And The Black Phone 2 is also really good, but I decided The Black Phone gets the number 4 spot. Coming in at number 3, I have Obsession. I get Obsession's brand new. I've only watched it once. I love this movie. The more I rewatch it, the higher it'll go. Granted, the only reason it isn't higher is because I've only watched it once, whereas the two above it, I've watched a whole lot. I love the two movies above it a lot, so unfortunately Obsession doesn't get the top 2 spots yet. But basically, this movie, we're just following Bear, who goes to a store and he gets something called a One-Wish Willow. He snaps it, makes a wish that a girl he likes would love him more than anything in the world. And this movie is a roller coaster. It is so anxiety-filled. It's so dread-filled. I loved it. Watching it the entire time, I was drew in. And all the hype surrounding it is 100% deserved. I thought it was a fantastic movie. I want to see it a little bit more. But I can already tell you it could end up number 1 from the 20s for me. But right now, it's at number 3. Coming in at number 2, we have Evil Dead Rise. If you guys ever seen my top 10 horror movies, you would know that this movie did make that list. I'm a very big fan of the Evil Dead franchise as far as the modern ones. I haven't seen the old ones. I need to do that. We have Evil Dead Burn coming out this year, which I am super excited for. But Evil Dead Rise is basically we're following 2 sisters in an apartment. They're estranged, but they're brought back together because one of the sisters has, we'll call it a medical issue. And she comes back, and the thing happens where one of the kids, they fall into like this old bank underneath the apartment they're in. He finds the evil book, and he plays something out of that book, which causes the Deadites to come. And this movie is so good. It's so creepy. The mom, whenever she is, possessed, not trying to spoil anything, but when she's possessed, is one of the most, in my mind, infamous Deadites. I think she is terrifying. I think she is great. I love Evil Dead Rise. I've rewatched it so much. And it has a real case for number one. But number one, for me, is going to Smile. / Smile 2. Because Smile 2 was really good. Some people even like it more than the first one. Smile 1 for me is getting the nod. So we're following this therapist, and basically one of her patients does something insane. Like, brutally offs themselves in front of her. Which starts a curse, where she basically sees a bunch of people just smiling at her, and there's like just a monster living inside her head, and half the things you see don't even actually happen. It's just in her head. And this movie is a roller coaster. I've always said that this monster is one of the strongest monsters that I think no one could really survive, because it is in your head and you just don't know what is fully going on, because it is making you think things are happening when they are not. That's the best way I can describe it. This movie is scary. It's creepy. I thought it was a fantastic movie. I've rewatched it so many times. And Obsession, as I said, since Smile, there hasn't really been a movie that scared me outside of like Obsession. So, take that as you will. I think Smile is a terrifying movie. I think it's a great plot. I think the scares are warranted and they aren't unneeded. And I don't think it relies heavily on jump scares to make the movie scary, which for me is huge bonus points. But I love Smile. Smile 2 is also very good. But yeah, that's my top 10 list. Let me know what your favorite horror movie from the 20s is. Let me know if you think I did relatively good, or maybe I robbed some movies of spots. I'll be honest, there's just some big movies I haven't seen. So, maybe they make the list if I've seen them. Haven't seen them. So right now, as I'm recording this is my list. I feel pretty good about it. And if you haven't seen any of these movies, go check them out. They're all so good. I have so much fun with them. But I appreciate you watching this video. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope to see you in the next one.